everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So you might wonder, where have I been? What have I been doing? I've actually filmed some stuff and I'm going to put it in the video in just a couple minutes. I filmed it like back in March and I was just waiting to gather some more stuff up to make a combination video. But first of all, I want to show you something that I just finished putting together last night. And it is right here. It's another dinosaur from that book. Now, I made this one earlier, but in different colors. But the landlady saw it. She really fell in love with it and asked me to make her one. So I am. It was a little commission piece, but I'm not going to take any money from her because she's done so much for me. I did take the money for the commission piece that she had me do for her tile guy's son. That was different. But if it's just for her, she can I'll just make her one. But you know, she just has to wait. I'll just put her on the list of things to do. But that brings me to a point that I really want to talk about on this video. And some of you are going to really disagree with me, and some of you will understand where I'm coming from. And that is regarding commissions. I don't like them. And some would say, oh, but you're making some money. Yes, that's true. But for the money that you make on commissions and the time that it takes to make the commission and the fact that that commission gets in the way of doing other crochet projects that I need to do, I'm just going to say I really don't like doing commissions. And so I very rarely do them. And I don't know how you feel about commissions. I just don't like them because they just get in the way of me doing what I need to be doing. They become like this monkey on my back and I'm just desperate to get rid of them. But I have other stuff I have to do, but I can't get to the commissions. But they're bugging me. So anyways, all my commissions are done. I am back to working on what I want to do, and I can maybe start scheduling in some of that Bernat blanket yarn that Michael sent me by mistake, because I really want to get rid of that. It's just taking up a lot of room that I need for other things. So that's got to be on my list of things to do. And of course, now we're moving into the hot summer months, and working on afghans in the summer is just not pleasant. But I need to get them done. And I have a whole bunch of little leftover skeins like this that I have caked up. And I will be turning all those into granny squares or into some sort of a granny blanket, like the rectangle blanket. And donating those to charity too. Although I do like doing the double strand granny squares. Yeah, I do like doing those because they're easy. So also I want to say, here's just a little tip regarding, see his little fingers? His fingers are in rounds of 5 stitches. So if you've ever done rounds of 5 stitches, or rounds of 6, or rounds of 4, you know that you can do the first round in a magic ring. And then the second round, if you complete that whole second round, it is very difficult to turn it right side out. But on that one, I came up with a little shortcut easy thing, and that is on the second round, do not complete it. Do like half of the stitches and then turn it, and then complete the second row. And that made it so much easier. I wasn't struggling to turn it right side out. So you might try that if you've got you know, a very small row of stitches in your amigurumi, and then the second row is the same amount of small stitches. Just do like half of the stitches and then turn it, and it's much easier, much easier. Okay, so that's just I'm a slow learner, so some of you probably already had that figured out. Maybe most of you do, but like I said, I'm a slow learner. I have to figure these things out the hard way. And so that's that little trick. And then I had another little trick that I'm trying to think what it was. Hold on just a moment. Hello everyone, it is April 20th, Thursday, and I have finished Jada in Stitches Folk Art Blanket number 22, and I'm just about to start number 23, but I don't really have a good way to display it, so I'll just basically kind of hold it up for you. So this is it. Whoops. Let me show this. This is for my great niece who turns 3 years old next week. So I'm going to send that to her, but I just thought I'd show it to you before I sent it. And it did take me 3 days to sew on all the appliques and do the border. I suppose I could do it in 2 days, but 3 days works better for me. So now I get to start on another one. So this is just the back panel and the sun. But then I have all the appliques in a separate bag. And this is for a great nephew. I thought his birthday was later in May than it is, but it turns out it's the 3rd of May. So the next 3 days I'll be working on this one. I have to say the worst part of sewing on the appliques, and I think anybody who has done this will agree, is that sun. Whew. Just kind of a lot of in and out around all the sun flares. Just seems to take forever. Anyhow, so that's it for the moment with this. I'll probably add this to another video coming in the future. Well, moving on in time, it is now April 28th. I have finished another Jada in Stitches Folk Art Blanket. This will make number 23. It's going off to my great nephew today. His birthday is in a few days. And so I'll just show you. It's kind of, this one I put a purple border on. Of course, purple always shows up blue. But, well, you've seen them before, but I'll show it again. Okay, so there's that part. And then I have the bottom part. So yeah, this will go off to him today. I just wanted to show it before I shipped it. And plus he's getting 2 dinosaurs. When I've been working on the Jada blankets in general, I've had this issue of what to put behind the fabric to keep it from being accidentally sewn to itself. So I've used cardboard, which is not stiff enough really, but you know, I could kind of make it work. But then the corners would get caught on the fabric and it was hard to maneuver. And I thought, well, I'll use a magazine. I did that for a while, but that was again too flexible and the corners would get caught on things. And then I thought, well, I'll use a book, a nice hardback book. And that was nice for the hardness, but the corners would get caught. I thought, gosh, I need something that's got nice rounded edges and won't get caught on anything. Then I was in Kroger over the weekend, and I wasn't even looking for this particular thing, and I found this cutting board. It's just nice and big. It's stiff. The corners are nice and rounded. It doesn't get caught on anything. And so I still have like 5 more jaded blankets to complete. And this will be a great help. And as soon as I'm done with all the jaded blankets, maybe I'll put this in the kitchen. Or I might just keep it for working on Afghans in general. But I don't know what I paid for it. Maybe $11, $12. Believe me, it was worth it because it just made things so much nicer and easier. So I am going to run to the post office and mail this, and I will do more of a video when I get back. You see, I should write these things down to talk about, and I don't. But I will tell you that I used 2 different yarns for the dinosaur. Now, the landlady, we went to Michael's, and she picked out the yarn, and I was like, you don't have to pick out any yarn. I have plenty of yarn. But she picked out this one from Impeccable, and the color is Lippy. I have so much Lippy. Now I have more Lippy. I'm going to be turning that into donation blankets. And then she picked out this Caron 1 pounder in the color Soft Pink. Now, as I mentioned previously in a video, I work exclusively on my amigurumi with a 3mm hook, and Caron 1 pounder is very hard to work with the 3mm hook because it's so tight. In fact, when I'm sewing pieces on, the yarn is actually squeaking because it's so tight. I don't consider myself a particularly tight crocheter, but Caron 1 pounder, just not good for a 3mm hook. Probably good for, I mean, if you wanted to use it for amigurumi, maybe go up to a 4. Or at least a 3.5, but not a 3, and definitely nothing below a 3. So now I am back to working on what I want to work on. I am so happy. I just feel so relieved. And I just gave the amigurumi to the landlady, and she wanted to pay me, and I said, no. You've done so much for me already. No, don't even worry about it. I'll just keep the yarn. Which, of course, I was going to keep the yarn because what would she do with yarn? And she would have wanted me to keep the yarn anyway. So that Caron 1 pounder will probably be turned into donation blankets. We'll see. I have a lot of pink and a little too much pink. But who knows, maybe I'll do another, what is that, the Spring Fling? I'll work on number 9. And with the Jada blankets, now that I've done 22 and 23, I have 24 and 25, I have all the pieces made. And so I just need to assemble those and then send those off. Then I'll be done for a while because the, let's see, I have like 2 left after that to do. Let me think. Yeah, well, one great nephew is only 2 months old. He's not getting one for a couple of years. And then I have another great nephew that is coming sometime in the fall. And so he's a long ways out from getting a jaded blanket, but I'll go ahead and get all the pieces made and ready. in the meantime, I'll pick out some amigurumi to make, and yeah, get those made. He's got a baby shower coming up in late July, so I'll send a couple of amigurumi for the baby shower. Who knows, maybe I'll make a baby blanket. I don't know. I'll see. And you know, I'm not going to do any gardening in this video. I'll just do a separate video on the garden. I've got to go out in just a few minutes and put some stuff away because we're expecting rain tonight, and the bags are just open and I need to get them in a container that's sealed. There's some bags of compost. And over the weekend on Saturday, we had two guys come out with the Australian term is whippersnippers, which I like better than weed whacker. So they brought their gas powered whippersnippers and did the whole street side, which was so bad that the sidewalk was obscured in places. I mean, and the weeds, well, they hadn't been trimmed for a whole year, so they just leveled all that. And then they came to the backyard and they leveled all that, and it looks so much nicer. I mean, I kind of had it semi under control in the back, but there was nothing I could do for the street side because the equipment that we have just won't handle that. So, but they just leveled it right down to the dirt pretty much. But now it's going to rain again tonight and everything's going to start growing. And I'll be back on weed whacking duty probably within the week. So that's it for this video, and I'll probably post this thing, I don't think tonight, but maybe first thing in the morning it'll be up. And I will talk to you all soon. Have a great rest of the week, and please give this a thumbs up, and please feel free to comment below. That helps other crocheters find this video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.